On News Hour tonight, PDP leaders vow to reclaim power in 2027 as Tambuwal attributes defections to APC to stomach infrastructure. Declining food prices in Lagos markets offer small relief amid ongoing cost of living pressures. NDLEA dismantles trans-border drug syndicate, arrests 4 and seizes millions in illicit drugs. On the international scene, Democratic Republic of Congo's M23 rebels enter center of strategic city of Bukavu. Hello and welcome to the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you for joining us. We begin with matters of politics. A chieftain of the People's Democratic Party and former governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal, has expressed disappointment over the recent defections of party members to the ruling All Progressives Congress. He described the trend as being driven by stomach infrastructure for personal gains rather than the interest of the people. The report.
Speaking at the PDP Northwest Zonal Executive Council meeting in Kaduna, Tambuwal criticized those aligning with the APC, arguing that their motives are not rooted in public service. He said no politician with a conscience will join the APC given its current policies and economic hardship Nigerians are facing, urging like-minded Nigerians to unite and ensure the APC is voted out in 2027.
Current policies being driven by the APC and the current
In a communique read by PDP Northwest Zonal Chairman Bello Gorzo, the party resolved to reclaim its position at the national level and provide the leadership needed to move the country forward. The statement emphasized addressing internal conflict and urged party members to remain patient and heed the advice of elders in order to secure success in the 2027 elections.
The result as follows: that the PDP of the Northern Zone should take its rightful position in the national state by providing leadership in a way to forward the country.
The meeting was attended by prominent PDP leaders, including former Kaduna State Governor Senator Ahmed Makarfi, Senator Ibrahim Shekaro, PDP National Youth Leader Bello Gorzo, Zonal Chairman Sulalamido, and House of Representatives member Ango Abdullahi, among others. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
In the meantime, Governor Sani has assured the 50 political stalwarts, including former Senator Shehu Sani, who defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress in Kaduna State, that they will enjoy the same rights and privileges as every other party member. The governor said this in Kaduna while receiving the decampees at the Murtala Square in Kaduna. Take a look.
While addressing a crowd of party supporters at Murtala Square at the mega rally held on Saturday, said there is no difference between a party member who joins today and the ones that have been in APC 10 years ago.
Today we stand united as one. We do not distinguish between those who have been part of the party for years and those who joined today. We treat everyone in the party as one family.
Prominent among those who defected to the APC are former Governor of Kaduna State Mukutara Malanyero, Senator Shehu Sani, Senator Suleiman Hunkuyi, the governorship candidate of the NNPP in the last election, and Sani Sha'aban, a former governorship candidate. Others are Senator Denjumala, who represented Zone 3 at the upper legislative chamber on the platform of PDP, Abubakar Mustafa, former national organizing secretary of PDP, and Ambassador Silabuba, former Nigeria's envoy to South Korea.
You know, we are colleagues, but a colleague with difference. I will do it, and I promise we shall continue to do it with all my supporters. We have come to build, not to tear. We have come to increase, not to reduce. We have come to improve and not to divide. Your Excellency, now APC is the party in Southern Kaduna.
But for his sake of character, focus, determination, recognizing all our differences, and his quest for a peaceful coexistence.
Governor Obasani urged the campees to notify their supporters of APC's readiness to accept them into the party, as their doors are still open to accept more defectors. The governor reminded the crowd that the leaders will be held accountable in the hereafter regarding how they led the people whom God had entrusted to them. Benda Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Also, the All Progressives Congress has won all the 34 chairmanship seats and 361 councillorship positions in Saturday's local government election held in Katsina State. Announcing the outcome of the election results, the chairman, Katsina State Independent Electoral Commission, Lawal Al-Hassan Faskari, thanked all stakeholders for the successful conduct of the election. Allahi Yamadi completes the report.
While announcing the results to journalists, the State Independent Electoral Commission (SIEC) said 5 political parties participated in the election. The SIEC in Katsina State thanked all stakeholders for their resilience, commitment, and support in ensuring the successful conduct of the local government election.
Backward local government, AAC 229, ADC 168, APC 437562, Accord 207, both party 41, Batagarawa AAC 252, ADC 254, APC 34,637, Accord party 206, both party 163, Bazari awaiting.
The SIEC chairman announced that the election process was seamless from the beginning to its end, even in areas prone to insecurity, noting that the ad hoc staff and other stakeholders have done well. He also thanked the media and security agencies for monitoring and ensuring security of lives and property before, during, and after the conduct of the election.
Our gratitude extends to the chairman of Barra State Independent Electoral Commission, election observers and monitors who play a vital role in supporting this important exercise. Once again, on behalf of members and management of the Katsina State Independent Electoral Commission, I express my heartfelt appreciation to everyone who contributed to this success.
Public commentators are appealing to government to imbibe practices that could promote democracy, foster unity and understanding among Nigerians for peace and economic prosperity of the country. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
To more stories. The federal government has vowed to probe the alleged hoarding of relief materials meant for internally displaced persons at the Durumi camp in Abuja. The Federal Commissioner of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Aliyu Ahmed, disclosed this after uncovering relief supplies hoarded inside classrooms at the Durumi IDP camp in Abuja. Ahmed, who was at the Durumi IDP camp to inaugurate a computer center donated by Brand Life Vision Foundation, embarked on an inspection of the camp and discovered that food and non-food items meant for distribution to the IDPs were being stored in classrooms instead. The commissioner announced plans to set up a committee to investigate similar cases in other IDP camps across the country. The commission, who assured the IDPs of the government's continued commitment to their welfare, also pledged to continue supporting the IDPs' education by working with the Universal Basic Education Commission to provide teachers for displaced children.
In a nation where food constitutes a substantial portion of household.
Recently, Nigerians have observed some decreases in food prices, but many households and businesses continue to express concerns about the cost of living. Staple foods like rice, gari, beans, and onions have seen significant price reductions in several markets, particularly major markets in Lagos State. Victoria Tokolo's report is presented from our studio.
In a nation where food constitutes a substantial portion of household spending, the rising cost of food costs has become a serious burden. Many Nigerians who once enjoyed regular meals now face unstable prices, making it difficult to afford nutritious meals. Family heads who spoke with Trust TV lamented the current economic situation and its impact on the ability to provide proper meals for their families.
The present government, I said it when they started their policy, most of their policy could have been a better policy, but not under this present situation where even to feed one time a day, initially we used to feed 101, but even now to feed one time a day is very difficult. Or you could feed yourself once a day, something you have to think about. Those of us who have job, who are working, can no longer even get job from our clients.
It's only God that can help us in Nigeria. We don't know what our president, everyone, what they are doing, because since over 2 years, like getting to 2 years, it's not easy. It's not easy to feed. Even to feed only your mouth is not easy. Let of we that you are feeding family, pay for school fees, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Despite the widespread concerns about high food prices, a visit to several Lagos markets, including Oba Ogunji Market and Sanguage Market, revealed that traders are reporting a decline in the prices of some food items, while others remain expensive.
I remember that the prices of foodstuff, especially the beans and the rice, they are coming down now, at least than before, that they are very, very on the high side. So now the price of foodstuff is down compared to before. Just like you can see, we are measuring like with Dereka and paint also. So formerly paint of beans is 12,000, but now you can get it 7,065.
We sold, let's talk of this red oil. Red oil is 2,000 naira before, but now we are selling it, let's say 1817. This 25 liter, we sold the keg, we sold 100 plus, but now it's around 80 something. So some little things are still coming down. While some, when we talk of rice, it comes down a little bit. Oil is coming down a little bit.
So I'm selling fish. My fish is expensive more than before. Everything is there expensive. Before I used to buy one carton of fish, maybe 50,000, 40,000. Now 120,000, 100,000. I'm using money to buy 3 cartons. Now I'm using it to buy 1 carton now.
Food inflation in Nigeria is not only putting pressure on households, but also altering customer behavior. Many citizens have been forced to reduce their portion sizes or eliminate certain foods from their diets altogether. Market traders are therefore calling on the government to ensure that the prices of all food items decrease and stabilize, allowing citizens to afford adequate nutrition for themselves and their families.
Now, residents of Kebbi State are expressing growing concerns over the deteriorating state of telecoms network services. According to them, the persistent poor network connectivity is disrupting daily activities and causing widespread frustration, and calling in on the service providers to address the issue. The report.
Residents of Kebbi State are increasingly voicing their dissatisfaction with what they describe as unbearable network challenges affecting both mobile and internet services. For weeks, communities across the state have struggled with weak signals, dropped calls, and slow internet speeds. This situation has left many residents unable to make important phone calls, conduct business transactions, or access essential online services. Local traders report that the poor network is hindering their businesses as they rely heavily on mobile transfers.
These days, the network is very bad. Like today, I bought some goods. For me to transfer money, it was very difficult. Since morning I've been waiting for the network, but it's not working. So this day the network is very bad. In fact, it's affecting our business. You can see everywhere is quiet, because even when customers come in, when they buy goods, for them to transfer money, it's very difficult. So we are not finding it easy at all at all.
You are not enjoying the services. When you communicate, you cannot even communicate. When you call someone, you will not hear him, and sometimes he will not hear you. So actually, we are not enjoying the services now after this increase. So we are calling on the federal government to come in and see how they are going to solve this type of problem, because every daily life of Nigerians today go with this communication.
Civil society organizations are urging network providers and relevant authorities to intervene urgently and ensure that residents of Kebbi State have access to reliable communication services.
Well, it's not an issue of calling to government. It's an issue that we need to be sincere in all that we are doing. The government knew what it's supposed to do, because there are policies that are governing these communication companies, that we need these policies, because there is no way you can hike a price of a commodity without improving its quality. We need to have a quality services of these network providers.
As residents continue to hope for improvement, the message is clear. Better network coverage is not a luxury, but a necessity. From Birnin Kebbi, Cynthia Yongo, Trust TV.
The Better Nigeria campaign, a national education initiative focused on addressing teacher shortages, out-of-school children, and improved education spending, recently concluded a successful capacity-building workshop for media influencers in Dutse, Jigawa State. The two-day training equipped journalists, social media influencers, and education advocates with the skills to leverage media for positive change, amplifying critical education issues and promoting accountability among policymakers. Trust TV's correspondent Ali Rabiu Ali reports.
Participants at the workshop engaged in robust discussions on education policy, systematic challenges, and the vital role of media in driving effective advocacy. Aida Isa, program coordinator for Better Nigeria, explained that experts from various media outlets and Better Nigeria led sessions covering education, accountability, impactful storytelling, and leveraging media for effective policy engagement.
Realize we have a lot of youths, and these youths that we have, they have mobile phones, majority of them, and then they consume contents that are not really relevant, and then we have more pressing issues like the issue of education. So now having them in one room and training them on creating content that are more meaningful around education and guiding them on how to create such contents while leveraging on more authentic data sources, we believe it's going to help us and the entire youth on consuming more important contents and creating content around education, catching on the necessary authorities' attention that all such issues are happening, especially from areas where they might not necessarily have ample information that it's happening there.
Attendees also participated in hand-on content creation exercises, developing compelling advocacy videos that underscored the urgent need for increased investment in teacher recruitment, training, and improved education policies. Several participants expressed confidence that the program would empower youth content creators and media professionals to advocate for educational development in Jigawa State.
It's very educative, and people will benefit more, especially the citizens of the state. With this kind of content creation that we learned here, people will be more educated, will be enlightened about what's happening out there, because we have a lot of teacher shortages in the schools and out of school children, as well as accountability in terms of the policies of the education in the state.
Indeed, the training is very fascinating and informative, because it discusses the issue of out of school, and out of school have connection and with our board. So our main prime objective is to see how to integrate the out of school and Almajiri children and mainstream them into the basic education system. For that, I think this program is very key and important, and I'm really educative, and I learn a lot.
A key highlight was the presentation of participant-created video advocacy content, showcasing their storytelling skills and aligning their messages with national and international education advocacy priorities. The workshop reinforced the media's crucial role in shaping public discourse, urging journalists and influencers to utilize their platforms to demand urgent action from policymakers regarding education reforms. Better Nigeria says it remains dedicated to championing quality education for all Nigerian children by advocating for policies that effectively address the ongoing education crisis. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says it has dismantled a trans-border drug trafficking syndicate, arrested 4 suspects and seized millions of naira worth of illicit drugs during a series of intelligence-led operations across Nigeria. A statement by the Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, said operatives of the agency intercepted a Sienna bus on the Nasarawa Toto Road in Kefi, Nasarawa State, and arrested 2 suspects, Zaharaddin Adamu, 27, and Abubakar Usman, 44, after their vehicle was found to be carrying 190,960 pills of tramadol concealed in specially constructed steel compartments in the bus's bumper and false bottom. In a separate operation on February 4, 2025, NDLEA said its operatives at the Abaji checkpoint in the Federal Capital Territory arrested 32-year-old Chimezie Henry Ojingwa after a 404.47 grams of methamphetamine, 506.49 grams of loud, and 262.32 grams of dimethyl sulfone, a meth precursor, were found concealed in motor spare parts. The statement added that on February 13, officers in Cross River State intercepted 170,000 tramadol pills in a truck driven by Paul Chukudi, 31, along the Ogboja Abakaliki Road. At the Apapa Seaport in Lagos, a container imported from India was found to contain 85,400 bottles of codeine-based syrup. Further drug busts occurred on February 14, 2025, where 2 suspects, Halilu Isa and Gambo Umaru, were arrested with 72 kilograms of skunk, a form of cannabis, in Maiduguri, Borno State. You're watching the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Young Plateau artisan brings new life to wooden kitchen tools. We'll bring you details of the story and more after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's nice to have you join us again. Here is a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that PDP leaders vow to reclaim power in 2027 as Tambuwal attributes defections to APC to stomach infrastructure. You also heard declining food prices in Lagos markets offer small relief amid ongoing cost of living pressures. And to more stories. The iconic baobab tree, a symbol of Africa, is gradually disappearing from the landscape of Gombe town as rapid urban development is taking its toll on these ancient giants. This has left residents worried about the environmental and economic consequences, even as it serves as a means of livelihood for many. Trust TV's Hassan Koli has details.
In Gombe town, The once common baobab tree is becoming a rare sight. Residents say the construction boom is pushing these majestic trees to the brink. This scarcity is particularly concerning for those who rely for baobab for food and income.
Sannan a bishiyoyin kuka kamar yadda lokacin muna yaranta.
When we were young, we used to eat kuka fruit and leaves in soup. Now, despite its importance as food and economically, the tree is becoming rare, especially here in town. It's worrisome. As building and roads expand, baobab trees are being cut down or displaced. Vendors who depend on baobab products are feeling the pinch. Before, we could easily find baobab fruit nearby. Now, we travel far to get them. The price has gone up, but people still buy it because it's part of our culture and our food. This continuous cutting down of kuka trees is a threat to our livelihoods. People must stop. While some see rising prices as an economic opportunity, environmentalists warn of a larger crisis.
This tree has so many importance. It has economic value. It has environmental value, because you can see how climate change affects the society. So cutting down this tree has effect in our soil. In our soil, I recommend, most importantly, the government to use its power to reduce, to ban people from cutting down this tree, because if this continues, we will have it will affect our economy, it will affect our environment, it will affect our society in general.
The loss of baobab trees threatens biodiversity and the local ecosystem. Hence, community members are now calling for action to preserve this vital part of their heritage. They are urging authorities to implement sustainable urban planning policies and support tree planting initiatives to restore the baobab population before it's too late. Hassan Kohli reporting for Trust TV.
In Jos, Plateau State, 18-year-old Ahmed Abdullahi is breathing new life into traditional wooden kitchen tools. By blending time-honored techniques with modern innovations, he is creating products that are both beautiful and functional. Trust TV's Adomusa has details.
In a small workshop along Kwanan Shagari, Ahmed Abdullahi is proving that tradition and modernity can go hand in hand. He crafts a variety of wooden kitchen items, from food warmers and spoons to plates, cups and spatulas. But it is his approach that sets him apart.
Abin da ya samu abin nan na gargajiya saboda technology haka. Ai kowa da irin technology sa. Su yanzu
Everyone's method evolved. Modern kitchen tools didn't just appear as they are today. They were developed and improved over time. We are doing the same with our traditional crafts. We are incorporating modern techniques to make our products even better. Ahmad's creations are not just aesthetically pleasing, they are also sought after by a diverse clientele.
Wannan ba karamin gu bane suke amfani da shi, an fa amfani da shi a irin gidan sarakai.
We have important people, including traditional leaders and even doctors, who use these wooden tools, plates, cups, cooking spoons, and other wooden appliances. The fact that doctors use them shows they are accepted from a health perspective, and they encourage us to keep making them. We have many customers who come to buy them. Balancing his craft with his studies, Ahmad is a secondary school student with a practical approach to the future.
To gaskiya saboda yanzu gaba daya abin da yasa na da makaranta da wannan aiki yanzu gaba daya mafi akasari mu mun
I have decided not just to focus on education. I'm combining school with this work. We have seen many university graduates struggling to find job. We don't want to make the same mistake. After secondary school, I plan to continue my education while continuing my artisan work to support myself. Ahmad's customer value the durability and quality of his traditional wooden tools.
Gaskiya abin da yasa muka tsaya wannan din yafi gaskiya inganci da quality sosai.
We stick to these kinds of cooking items because they are very strong. They hardly break. Our grandfathers used them, and we know they are good. They are more expensive than the silver or plastic ones, but they last longer. Before, many people didn't like them, but now a lot of people have come back to them because they have realized that wood has its own benefits. Plus, they are durable and they have been modernized. Before, these kitchen items were mainly found in villages, but now they are in the city and used by many urban residents. Ahmad Abdullahi's story is a story of ingenuity and resilience, as he is not just modernizing wooden kitchen tools, but building a sustainable future for himself while preserving a valuable part of his heritage. Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
Now, Jigawa state government says it is making strides in the fight against tuberculosis and leprosy, with the First Lady, Hadiza Umar Namadi, leading the charge. At an event held at the state's government's house, Tutse, the First Lady declared that Jigawa is on its way to becoming a TB-free state. The event, organized by the Office of the First Lady and the Ministry for Local Government, aimed to invest in the wives of local government chairmen as TB champions. Trust TV's correspondent Ali Rabiu Ali attended the investiture program and filed in this report.
Jigawa State efforts are part of a broader initiative supported by the First Lady of Nigeria, Olorimi Tinubu, which aims to assist all 36 states in fighting TB and leprosy. Wife of Jigawa State Governor Hadiza Umar Namadi emphasized the need for massive awareness and measures to combat TB and leprosy, which she described as among the most dangerous and disturbing communicable diseases.
To prepare ourselves for incoming Ramadan for those that were able to witness the holy months of the Quran.
The acting program manager of the State Ministry of Health, Umar Muhammad Rabiu, said Jigawa is currently ranked 8th in terms of TB prevalence, with 669 hospitals providing TB services and 1,600 cases cured, leaving 3,000 cases remaining.
Jigawa State has been at the forefront in terms of healthcare provision, healthcare services. So also is the fight against TB and leprosy. Jigawa State is not left behind. This particular activity you are seeing now, I bet you will not see it in any other state like this before, like this. Because Jigawa State government has taken healthcare matters with utmost sincerity, with utmost care, with utmost concern that this fight for TB and leprosy is not left behind.
Dr. Rabiu highlighted the dangers of untreated TB, including permanent lung damage, spread to other parts of the body, and increased susceptibility to HIV infection. The event also featured a testimony from Nafisa Lawan, a TB patient who struggled to find treatment but eventually recovered through the program. She appreciated the program and sponsors for the intervention.
My ordeal began with a fever and throat disorder, which were initially mistaken for a common cough. I tried traditional remedies like lime, but my condition only worsened. Desperate for relief, I visited a chemist but saw no improvement. It wasn't until I sought medical attention at the hospital that I received an accurate diagnosis. A kind woman who had previously recovered from tuberculosis encouraged me to get tested. The laboratory results confirmed my fears. I had tuberculosis, but thankfully, the hospital provided me with free medication and treatment. I am grateful to say that I've since made a full recovery. I am thankful for the care and support I received, and I hope my story can inspire others to seek help if they are experiencing similar symptoms.
With Jigawa State's commitment to becoming TB-free, the efforts of the First Lady, and the support of the national government, there is hope for a brighter future in the fight against TB and leprosy. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
Away from that, police operatives have killed 7 suspected terrorists as part of efforts geared towards tackling insecurity in the country. The suspects were killed in 1 special operations in Kebbi and Imo states, according to the force spokesman Moyuwa Adejobi. Adejobi, in a statement, said gunmen invaded Gobiraje village in Suru local government area of Kebbi State and kidnapped 1 Umaru Bawa. He said, following receipt of the information, police operatives attached to the Kebbi State Command trailed the suspects to Tundafari Forest in the Dakingeri axis of the state and engaged them in a fierce gun duel. According to Adejobi, 4 of the kidnappers were neutralized and 1 arrested with fatal injuries, while the kidnapped victim was rescued unhurt. The operatives also recovered 3 million naira cash already paid to the kidnappers as ransom. Similarly, police operatives killed 2 suspected members of the Eastern Security Network in Ezioha, Baitolu, within the Umwele, Umwaka, Njaba local government area of Imo State. Now, the kidnapped Catholic priest, Reverend Maurice Levinas, and 2 other persons whose identities were not disclosed have regained their freedom. Reverend Father Maurice, who is the parish priest of St. Patrick's Catholic Isokpo in Ikwere local government area of the state, was abducted last week, Wednesday, alongside 2 others while they were returning from a hospital visitation along Elele Isiokpo Road in Ikwere local government area of Rivers State. Rivers State Police Command Public Relation Officer SP Grace Eringe Koko, in a press statement issued in Port Harcourt on Sunday, said the priest and the 2 other abducted persons were freed by the combined efforts of the security team comprising policemen, soldiers from JTF, Isokpo, and local vigilante. Koko said the victims have been reunited with their families for medical attention, while efforts are ongoing to arrest the culprits. Now, irate youth have reportedly set fire on a police division in Ifon at Oselaka government area of Ondo State following the death of a young boy who was allegedly tortured to death in police custody. Although the tragic incident occurred on Saturday evening, details were still sketchy. Sources in Ifon, a community sharing border town with Edo State, said the death of the boy led to a protest among residents and friends of the deceased. One of the sources, who spoke in confidence on Sunday, said the incident stemmed from a crisis that occurred on Valentine's Day between some group of young boys in the town. He said the protesters mobilized to the police station after learning about the victim's death, who was earlier arrested by the police, and set the building ablaze. When contacted, Fumilayo Odunlami Omisonya, police public relations officer in the state, confirmed the incident, saying more policemen have been drafted to the town. Now, as the country continues to face significant security challenges, which require ongoing investment and strategic planning, Nigeria's Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala, has lauded the efforts by the federal government to enhance personnel welfare by addressing long-standing infrastructure challenges in military barracks. Speaking after commissioning 9 blocks of accommodation for airmen and officers at the once dilapidated 455 NAF base in Kano. He emphasized the need for a motivated force through welfare improvements and infrastructure renewal.
The man in any system, whether be it civilian or military, the human being is the most important element. If the human being is adequately taken care of, his welfare is taken care of, then that system, even with other peripheral problems, will succeed. For us, we are experiencing what I call a golden era, because we have recently acquired a lot of systems, platforms, additional capabilities which we did not have in the past. And because of this, you can see the reflection in all our theaters of operations, all the recent successes. If you have been following what is happening, we have achieved tremendous successes in all the theaters of operations, starting from the south-south, southeast, the northeast, northwest, even north-central. Tremendous successes. And we owe this to the tremendous support that we get from Mr. President.
Now, the 6th Division of the Nigerian Army says its troops, in conjunction with other security agencies, have deactivated 25 illegal refineries and recovered about 95,000 liters of stolen crude oil in its various operations in the Niger Delta region. Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Danjuma, the division's Deputy Director of Public Relations, in a statement issued in Port Harcourt at the weekend, said the troops in the operation conducted between 10th to 16th February 2025 led to the arrest of 12 suspected oil thieves, the activation of 25 illegal refining sites, demobilization of 18 boats used for criminality, with over 95,000 liters of stolen crude recovered. Jonah said many ancillary equipments were destroyed at the sites during the operations. According to Jonah, in Delta State, troops projected force into Benneth Island General Area in Warri, Southwest Local Government Area, where 3 active illegal refining sites were deactivated, with several holding facilities destroyed and over 6,300 liters of stolen crude confiscated. In Bayelsa State, Jonah, around Etelabu Forest in Yenagua, troops swooped in on a newly established illegal refining site with over 1,000 liters of stolen crude recovered. And now to developments in business. Foreign exchange market turnover in Nigeria declined by 32.28% in December 2024, falling to $9.74 billion from the $14.39 billion recovered in November. This drop, highlighted in the FMDQ Exchange December Financial Markets Monthly Report, reflects the impact of ongoing foreign exchange market reforms and broader liquidity challenges. The month-on-month decline of $4.64 billion in FX turnover came at a time the Central Bank of Nigeria intensified efforts to stabilize the naira through various policy measures. These reforms, which included interventions in the Nigerian autonomous foreign exchange market and new guidelines for FX inflows and outflows, influenced trading volumes across FX instruments. The FX market was the most affected segment of Nigeria's financial markets in December, accounting for 37.36% of total spot market turnover. We'll take it away from Nigeria now. Rwandan-backed M23 rebels have entered Bukavu the second largest city in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. During a rapid advance in the region, the governor of South Kivu province, Jean-Jacques Perusi, says the armed group had been advancing on the city since seizing the region's largest city of Goma in late January. The fall of Bukavu represents the most significant expansion of territory under the M23's control since this latest rebellion started in 2022. The Congolese government confirmed that rebels had entered Bukavu, adding that Rwandan troops were present with them. The government, however, did not say that the whole city was under M23 control. Still on the foreign scene, at least 48 people were killed when an illegally operated gold mine in western Mali collapsed on Saturday, according to authorities and local sources. Mali is one of Africa's leading gold producers, and mining sites are regularly the scene of deadly landslides and accidents. Authorities have struggled to control unregulated mining of the precious metal in the country, which is among the world's poorest. Reports say some of the victims fell into the water, adding that among them was a woman with a baby on her back. A local official confirmed the cave-in, while the Kineba Gold Miners Association also put the death toll at 48. The search for victims was ongoing, according to the head of an environmental organization. At least 18 people on Saturday died during a stampede at a railway station in India's capital when surging crowds scrambled to catch trains to the world's largest religious gathering, officials said. The Kumbh Mela attracts tens of millions of Hindu faithful every 12 years to the northern city of Prayagraj and has a history of crowd-related disasters, including one last month, when at least 30 people died in another stampede at the holy confluence of the Ganges, Yamuna, and the mythical Saraswati rivers. The rush at the train station in New Delhi appeared to break out Saturday as crowds struggled to board trains for the ongoing event, which will end on February 26. Broadcaster NDTV reported 3 more dead from the stampede, quoting an official of another hospital in the city. Those dead were mostly women and children. Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw said a high-level inquiry had been ordered into the causes of the accident. And in sports, Remo Stars fell to a 2-0 defeat against Rangers at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, on Sunday. It was the Sky Blue Stars' first defeat in 9 league outings. Isaac Xavier gave Remo Stars the lead on the hour mark before Xavier slotted home a free kick from around 25 meters. Rangers doubled advantage through Kingsley Maduforo 4 minutes after the break. At the Dan Anyam Stadium, Owerri, Heartland recovered a 2-1 victory over Shooting Stars. Chukwuma Ago scored the curtain raiser for Heartland on the hour mark, while Shooting Stars leveled through Adam Mustafa from the penalty spot 10 minutes from time. John Bassey won it for Heartland with a penalty 2 minutes from time. The FIFA Club World Cup trophy has made another stop on its tour around the globe ahead of the tournament's launch in June. This week, the trophy arrived in Cairo, Egypt, where it was greeted by the Al Ahly squad, who will play their opening match against Inter Miami. Marcel Koller, The club's head coach said the game will basically be an away game for the team, as most of America will be supporting Inter Miami. During its 5-month journey, the trophy will visit the home cities of all 32 competing clubs. In Africa, the trophy will, apart from Egypt, visit South Africa, whose club, Mamelodi Sundowns, is participating, Tunisia, which has Espérance Sportive de Tunis, and Morocco, that has Wydad AC as a participant club. Very well then, that's about it on the News Hour tonight on Trust TV. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms, and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.